Welcome back to the F122 McLaren driver career. We are in Azerbaijan today for our round 5 of this one season championship. We got a fantastic team result in Miami last time out. P5 and P6 for the team after lassoing and hauling Fernando Alonso back from seconds upon seconds upon seconds down the road. We got him at the death. And hopefully we'll be able to get a solid result next time round as well. We find ourselves in P4 in the constructors, P7 in the drivers, just 4 points clear of my teammate who's finished ahead of me for the past 2 races, as previously I'd finished ahead of him. We also have a fastest lap point to our name, but fingers crossed we can get a good result in Azerbaijan this time around. We've spent all of our resource points, so we're just waiting for everything to come through now. And in due course, it will do. In fact, the majority of stuff is actually done, and we've improved, as you can see from the performance index there. That will update as we go to the race weekend, which is what we'll do now, and find out just what sort of weather we're going to get in Baku. When it rains, it's not great, but it's, nearly sunny for the whole weekend. What does race day look like? We are starting on at least inters, if not full wets. It is soggy to start the Grand Prix, but will dry up. That's intriguing. Okay, well, let's see what the performance index looks like now then, as all of our bits have come through. And actually, we've just continued that positive trajectory and actually closed in on Alpine. So we're right with them now. And hopefully, in the not too distant future, we will be above them as well. We're dominating Esteban Ocon in the driver rivalry, and hopefully can continue to do so. But I'm going to head to practice and get as many resource points as I possibly can to improve the car yet further in our hunt for a podium or a win this season. Round 5 of the shortened 16. We're a quarter of the way through already and about to go even further. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this, or of course the FIFA stuff that's ongoing, or F123 when it launches. I'm on my way to Baku. Let's go straight to quali now that we've done all of our practice regimes. Hopefully Lando's been as, actually not as helpful as previous. He's had 600 plus recently, but we do still get 1900 overall. Developmental boosts applied, and maybe the boosts will help with Lando's lack of resource point accruation to still offer us the opportunity to get some decent upgrades done on the cheap. Concentrating though on quali here. Now I am not sure here whether I am or am not comfortable to get through to Q2. The quali practice thing said P20 and a ways off, but surely we're faster than that, and we're going to give it a go. 7th in Q1, that'll do. P7 is certainly good enough. That gives me confidence that we can make it to Q3 without too much trouble, because it was a bit of a scrappy lap. I am right there with my teammate, which is always the best indication that you've got the difficulty right on board and right on point. So let's see if we can get ourselves through in Q2 as well. A reminder, the race is wet from the start, but drying later. We're a second up on our time in the first part of Q2 with a worn set, and that's P3 in Q2. Now, we were P3 in Miami in Q2 as well, so it's not necessarily too out of character for us to be there, but again, you expect everybody in the bigger cars to take a little bit of a jump forward in Q3, which is where we're headed now. 1.65 something. Don't need to touch the steering wheel anymore. Boosh! A 141.3. So a 10th better than Q2 and P4 on the grid. On a single lap's pace, we are slightly faster than perhaps expected. But over a full race distance, certainly the big 3 teams have the edge on us. But another stellar qualifying performance. And Lando P5 right behind me as well cements that. George with a really slow 141.6. Alonso 3 thousandths behind Lando Norris. And we start P4 in the rain, of course, again, to reiterate. I'm not sure whether it would be full wets or inters, but certainly wet at the beginning of the Grand Prix, moving to drier tyres later on, which will probably be a medium and then a soft, although we would be able to run medium with it being wet in the beginning. So if we're worried about tyres not lasting, maybe we might be better off going medium. We'll wait and see how things go. But for now, pleased enough with that qualifying performance. Now we need to wait and see how long the rain is going to be, and of course how heavy it is too. So the starting grid, any penalties in there that might elevate us slightly? There was in Miami. We started P3 there. Anything here? I'm not anticipating there being any penalties to anyone. No, it doesn't look like there is, at least in the initial start of the grid or early parts of the season. Norris in P5 is good. Verstappen behind us is going to come through. Russell and Sainz will do the same. So expecting again to be fighting for a 7th and best of the rest, barring any penalties or accidents, safety car shenanigans. No penalties for anyone. Right, it's seemingly heavy, but I noticed there are intermediate tyres out there next to the Mercedes. Does that mean it is going to be inters from the start and not full wets? It does look so. So that is going to be probably inters until, I mean, we have our weather set to approximate, not accurate, and I anticipate the rain ending earlier than what it says there. So a third race distance is probably, maths, 15 to 20 laps ish, but I anticipate it's probably going to be, we're probably going to be dry running within or by 10. So let's try and edit this a bit and see what happens. Can I change to the, well, let me just even test with dry tyres, annoyingly. All right, absolutely no idea what's going to happen then. We'll whack the inters on. The mediums will probably be what we go to next, and we'll gauge from that medium set whether we put another medium set on or softs, depending on how far they go. Sounds like a plan, looks like a plan, it's going to be a plan. Apparently fuel is going to be high, or fuel usage is going to be high, but in the rain to begin with, we're going to be able to save some fuel, so I'm going to take a bit out. Hopefully that doesn't cost me longer term. Fingers are crossed, we'll wait and see. Right. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying the episode so far. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more. And it's time for the Baku Grand Prix. 5 lights and we're away. It's not a bad start. I don't know whether to pull in behind Checo or not. I'll be a bit cautious. The Alpine is going for it up my inside. Managed to hold it around the outside. But he's going to have my inside light for this next one, and he's going to get Tetsi. Alonso's actually looking for Lewis here, and they contact there too, and contact behind with my teammate. Right, losing one position isn't bad. Yellow flag behind, presumably for contact of some description, not a failure. Nicholas Latifi is at safety car already. Okay, well, it's not just... Oh my god, what in the world has happened behind? Is that Latifi? That's going to be Albon, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah, there's his Canadian helmet. Nicholas Latifi has gone straight into the back and lost a wheel. Straight into the back of the Haas. In both Aston Martins, just sat behind Latifi now. So, it is Baku. There are going to be... Oh, it's only a VSC. No, it's a full safety car. They did upgrade it. Okay. Well, alright. Fair enough. Safety car on lap 1 then. Safety car in this lap. Try and keep the tyres as warm as possible whilst also not falling too far behind, because when Charles Leclerc goes, we are going. And then tyres will be very cold by the time we get to turn 1. He's not gone yet. I'm hovering, and when we go, we go. And he's not gone yet. Come on, Charles, make a decision, pal. He's off. We're off. Prepare to resume racing. We have resumed racing. And we're underway again. Okay, clear. I'm not going to go for Fernando there. Just put myself in his mirrors, trying maybe to force a mistake, but no dice. There we go. Can we get the power down is the question. I've still got all of my battery, of course, that I can use, and I haven't been so far. So we could always run medium for the dry section of the race. because we don't need to run 2 different sets of dry tyre compound because it has rained during the Grand Prix as per the regulations. Use my battery here just to try and help me against Max, but don't think that's really going to work that well, is it, by the looks of things? Max is going to have a go.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
Make a mistake. Can I get a switchback on him? We've got the run, we have got the switchback, and I'll have the inside line for the next corner. Take that, Max Verstappen. You are not having P5, thank you very much. I want this position. I enjoyed that one. Again, apologies for the terrible driving. Oh, is it now?
Copy that.
We're coming in now. We're switching. Oh, it's a late call. It's a very late call. But we're just going to get it done. We're going to go soft, medium, medium. Whoa! Lando, unfortunately, is coming right behind me. He's now going to have to double stack. And I've got to wait. Oh, I had to wait for ages there for other cars to come through. Just in time. So we're going soft, medium, medium. I need to drive like I don't have flashbacks on, basically. George Russell in the pits. George Russell soon to be out of the pits. So we are P7. Have we made any time on those that...
Okay, gaps in the car ahead.
On those that pit... Or did an extra lap, sorry, on the wet tyres? We have not. So doing the extra lap on the Inters actually hasn't cost them much time at all. A couple of positions maybe. DRS now active, so Carlos Sainz behind me will have DRS down this straight now. What lap are we looking to pit? Lap 15. The soft tyres really don't last long at all, do they?
The stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Hi Carlos, bye Carlos, effectively. I'm just going to save my battery. I don't stand a chance anyway. 148 flat for Sergio, 147.3 for me. 146.7 for Carlos Sainz, okay. I nearly got fastest lap. Now, he, I think, has DRS again here, frustratingly. Oh no, I have it on him, that's good. That'll help. Lando, intriguingly behind me, has gone to mediums, my teammate. So he's going medium, medium soft, presumably, or maybe medium hard, which would be probably ill-advised, but worth a go, I guess, to save time on a pit stop. And we're really not bad in a straight line either, look at that. It is growing slightly, but it should come down now, and it is coming down. Alright, I feel competitive. On soft tyres, I feel competitive enough to challenge for some positions in front of us, maybe. Now, I'm able to keep up with Carlos, but whether I'm actually ever able to get past Carlos, I don't know. I hope so. We're certainly sticking with him well enough, and those in front aren't necessarily getting away too readily, are they? Keep an eye on that gap to George Russell. It's been 2.5 seconds or so for a while. And that gaggle in front has just been within view. I think they're stuck behind Fernando, actually, aren't they? Fernando's currently running P3 and is holding this entire group up in front. Which is only helping my race, to be fair, so thank you, Fernando. Yellow flag. Is that in front or behind? I think that's in front. Oh, it is in front. It's George Russell, whose engine has gone kaput. That's an extra position. Thank you, George. It's going to cost me. It's going to cost me DRS on Carlos though. But Carlos is pitting. Carlos Sainz in the pits as well as one of the Red Bulls as well. So it looks like they're actually going to try and undercut on me rather than me try and undercut on them. And they've gone to mediums, so they are also soft, medium, mediuming. So I'm just going to try and have a hell of an in-lap. Esteban Ocon out of the session as well. Safety car. Right. Bugger. Now what? I bet Ocon just drove into Russell. Called it. Russell's just there to the right. And then for no reason whatsoever, he turns left into the middle of the track. And Ocon just drives straight into him. Well, what can you do? So we are going to pit. And hope that it works out for us longer term. But we should have a cheaper pit stop. Because, of course, we're not going to be... Everyone else is going to be going much slower whilst behind the pit, whilst sticking to a delta. So, hopefully, we can get in the pits and out the pits and actually maybe get out slightly earlier than Sainz or Sergio Perez that pit the lap before the safety car came out. So he scrubbed tyres. Are we going on to worn mediums? Oh my god, that was awful. No, they're not worn mediums.
Okay,
And there's
we have
Carlos
an issue
Sainz.
attaching the left rear wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us now and get
That's
back
what
into
it
this
was.
race. Okay, stay clear of the white line.
I thought I was being held for someone else. I wasn't. They had an issue trying to get the tyre on. So I just went to go without realising that they were having trouble putting the rear tyre on. And that's cost me probably not the chance of doing Sainz, but certainly being close to Sainz. I'm now going to be stuck behind Sebastian Vettel on worn softs at the beginning of the safety car period, although he may pit this lap, perhaps. He also might pit immediately after the safety car's gone in as well. But this is going to be a few laps of safety car now.
Okay, information on Sainz. They seem to have an issue. Safety car
Okay,
in
so
this lap.
that's
Safety car
vital
in
information
this lap.
at a great
Let's make
time.
sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line.
Carlos
Stay in
Sainz.
position until the green flags.
Carlos Sainz in P8 has some sort of issue. How long that issue lasts and what that issue is, we don't know, but he may be slow or not have an active DRS that works for when we get re-enabled. We're not going yet, but I want to make sure I'm perfectly positioned so that when we do go, I can just floor it. And we're off. And we timed it well. And I'm gonna get Seb right off the bat. Carlos Sainz is going for Mick as well. Contact between the two of them. We know Sainz has an issue. That's P9 for me now. Not sure what Sainz's issue is, but it's going to make him vulnerable. We'll just be patient though. Not going to rush it.
You can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
I don't want those in that front group to get too far down the road though. I don't want to get stuck behind Mick Schumacher for too long. Sebastian Vettel and Magnussen behind me, battling it out as hard as they dare.
Okay, the gap behind is 1.7 seconds.
They are solely concentrating forwards again. See, the higher Alonso is, the better for us, because it's just going to slow everyone up. And actually, I think Lando, my teammate, is now running P3. So that's just going to keep this gaggle even closer together than previous. Because Lando's not going to be quick. Not on 10-lap-old mediums. No DRS, of course, until 2 laps after the end of the safety car. See if Sainz gets him. You can see that group in front are just getting away a little bit now as they battle with Lando. Now, if these two get caught... No, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Oh, just a little bit of wheel spin there. Otherwise, I could have maybe nipped up the inside of Mick as well. Mick's going to have a look at Carlos, though. And they're 3 wide in front. Contact between the Ferrari and the Haas. And now we might have a look at the Ferrari here, who's going to have the inside line. It's gone across the curb. We've got Carlos Sainz. Mick's held on to P7. And I've been able to nab P8 off Carlos Sainz. Now it's my turn to have a go at Mick Schumacher. Still no DRS till next lap. A bit of battery just to help out. Lando's now down to P6, so that group in front are going to start getting away now. I'm going to need to try and catch them as soon as we can. DRS enabled now.
DRS is now enabled.
Down the inside of Mick Schumacher. He will now have DRS on me for this next bit, but that's not a problem. So we'll get DRS on Lando, and then hopefully we can catch that group in front.
Bodywork's taken a few scrapes.
Whose fault is that? Mine or Lando's? Let's have a look. Oh, it's Lando's fault. Look at that, look. I'm perfectly parallel with him, And then let's have a look at the steering input on Lando's wheel. I'm perfectly parallel with him. And then as we get towards the braking zone, Lando turns left into me. My steering angle is dead straight. Lando turns left into me. That is teammate on teammate. And not very bloody kind of Lando Norris either. We will rewind, and I'll give him a bit more space if he's going to come across and try and get into me. You arse. Sorry, Lando. I really like you, but you drift like an absolute moron there. Now, they are starting to battle and get past Fernando Alonso in front. And you notice how Max Verstappen has pieced out in the front of those two now. So Charles Leclerc P1, Max Verstappen P2. Now Lewis Hamilton is past Alonso in P3. And Alonso down to 4th. And they'll start to disappear down the road. Lewis will now start to disappear down the road and create a gap as well. We'll try and stick with them. So, as long as Carlos Sainz's car issue persists, my target is...
spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
My target is P5. Wait for Checo to overtake Alonso, then I'll try and overtake Alonso, and then that is my target lap position. Target race position, sorry. So the minute we want to pit lap 32 to then do 20 laps on a second set of mediums.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Oh, that wasn't in the approximate forecast. It wasn't supposed to rain again. Are you kidding me? More rain on the way. What? We weren't ready for that. You're not supposed to rain again. Lando's just pitting now as well.
Lando's in the pits.
It very well might not rain enough to warrant switching to intermediate tyres again. But supposedly some more rain is on the way. They're just faster than me in a straight line here though, I think. Lewis is pitting. Lewis Hamilton pitting on lap... That's why he was slower then. Because he will have gone onto those mediums from the first pit stop. He'll have gone onto those mediums from the wet tyre earlier in the race. And that's why he was slower. No, he's gone onto softs now. So he went into mediums. So he wasn't slow and not pulling away because he doesn't have the pace. He was on worn tyres. So there goes my potential tiny sniff at a podium. I think we're still aiming for a P5 finish. Although I am being held up a little bit through these tight and twisty sections, so maybe Carlos wouldn't close up quite so much, but he definitely is. The gap's already 3.5. That Ferrari has fixed whatever problem it had and is on the march. Lando Norris out of the session. What's happened to my teammate now? Engine bang. That Mercedes engine in the back of the McLaren has given up. That shouldn't be any sort of safety car. He's pulled off the track in a runoff area, and then they should be able to get rid of that from there. So it might be a VSC if it were real life once they get rid of that car, but on the game, I don't think we'll see any sort of safety car from that whatsoever. If this were 23, we might have seen a red flag in this Grand Prix from Latifi's crash or from the Ocon-Russell crash. I'm pretty sure we would have, in fact. They said rain in 5 minutes. Now they're saying rain in 10 to 15. We did see from the approximate weather forecast that it was going to get overclouded. And there was a 20% chance of rain. So it might become overcast.
Rain forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
That rain, I don't think, is going to be heavy enough to force wet weather tyres. I think it's just going to drizzle a bit. We'll have to bide our time on our mediums, and then we'll be fine. We are currently planned to stop again in about 4 or 5 laps time. 5 laps time. Carlos Sainz is coming though. This is what I need. I need these two to fight so that they either have an accident or I could just rock up and drive around the outside of them. Wow, how's that for tight? Neither of them have DRS on the other, which means they must have gone through the detection point by the 1,000th of the second, side by side. Because neither of them have DRS on the other. Oh, we got past Sainz that way. It didn't quite work this time. Fernando's going to push them wide, though. Oh, but I got... Oh, Fernando, don't squeeze me into a wall, pal. I'm going to try Fernando around the outside here. And we have pulled that off, so we're past Fernando.
We've moved into P4. Good work.
But Carlos Sainz is coming now, and Checo will just disappear down the road. I need Sainz to get stuck behind Fernando, and I need to somehow stay within a second of Sergio Perez, but that is just, quite frankly, not going to happen. We're not on par with the Red Bulls for any sort of pace whatsoever, I don't think. Pretty short, especially in a straight line. But if Checo can potentially drag me away from these guys, that would be appreciated. I am going to have to be really bloody quick in a straight line and use all my battery to stick with him, I think. It looks further than it is because of the speed that we're going. Ordinarily, at any other track, you'd say that was well more than a second, but it's only 0.8 here because we're going at 200 miles an hour. Sainz and Alonso side by side behind. Sainz on the inside. Sainz passed already.
Perez ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 16 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Car ahead has some minor front wing damage, but it's currently maintaining its pace. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 45.8. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
Well, I have some minor front wing damage, but I'm maintaining my pace as well, so that's not necessarily an advantage we have over Sergio Perez. But he says he's maintaining his pace, whilst we're also 14 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Although it looks like Max is perhaps in the DRS of the Ferrari in front of him, but even still, the two of them are significantly faster than the both of us. I'm a couple of tenths closer this lap to Checo. Is he pitting? He's pitting. Sergio Perez pitting. And Carlos Sainz behind doing the same. So now we're trying our overcut. And also waiting to see what the rain looks like when it arrives.
You're now running in third, P3.
Because if the rain arrives and we do need to change to intermediate tyres,
Push hard on the in-lap.
then we've just earned a pit stop on Checo and Carlos Sainz, meaning that we will almost certainly, provided we can stay ahead of Fernando Alonso, get a podium today. So what I need now is that rain to come, and to come hard now. Safety car.
Safety car due to multiple cars being stopped on track. Mind your delta.
Lewis Hamilton has had a crash. Multiple cars stopped on track. What's happened? Oh my god. So Sainz has come out of the pits, paid no attention to what's around him, and veered straight onto the racing line. Either that, or Lewis has not paid any attention to the fact that there's an extra car coming, meaning that he now doesn't have the space he needed to slow down. But he's out. Sainz might have damage. Lewis definitely does. Now, in this instance, I should probably now pit to medium tyres for a cheap pit stop. And that way, I'm either fresh to the end and I've gained a bit on those that pit behind me, or we still have to pit for intermediates and then I go to softs at the end. So the plan then is going to be to box this lap, and we'll stick to our original pit strategy, because what I don't need is to get bunched up on these tyres and then the rain not come hard enough and me have to pit for enough fresh set of mediums with nobody else doing another pit stop, and then that meaning that I fall way, way, way too far back. I've got 18.9 seconds to Sergio Perez. Now I could try and change my front wing here, but I don't know whether I do or not. I think I'm going to change my front wing. because we know that Checo has front wing damage. So I'm going to box this lap. I'm going to... Leclerc and Verstappen are pitting too. So I'm going to stop this lap, change my front wing. Alonso behind me is pitting as well. I need a quick stop. Please get me out in front of Fernando. I know the front wing, 7.74 seconds. Please, quick, hurry up, lads. No, I'm out behind Fernando. That's fine. We think we're faster than Fernando anyway. Checo's just gone around the outside, but he still has his front wing damage. So, we've now... Oh, and I am... Oh, it was just a warning, not a penalty for crossing the white line, because I was trying desperately to get out ahead of Carlos Sainz, which is exactly what I've done. So I've held the position ahead of Carlos Sainz there. I now have a brand new front wing on, and we feel like we're faster than Alonso and faster than Sergio Perez if he still has his front wing damage. So still at the moment, I am aiming for a P3 or 4. Although Carlos Sainz will certainly have something to say about it. It's 2-0 Liverpool, and Leicester look like they're doomed this season. Curtis Jones again. So Charles Leclerc still leads. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez 3 and 4. Sorry, 2 and 3. Alonso 4, me 5, Sainz 6. In what is now, I hope, a fight to potentially get a podium. But time will tell, and the weather will tell as well.
Safety car in this lap.
So for the third time from behind the safety car, with slight rain falling, now with slightly warmer tyres than I had before, we're going to try and get Fernando Alonso. I'm going to sit... Do I sit outside or inside? I don't know whether to sit right behind him or off the line. We're off. I can't overtake him yet until the line, but now I can.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
And now I have. We're past Fernando Alonso. That's P4. That was crucial. That was absolutely vital for the potential of a podium today. I don't think we're going to get it, because I think the three in front are going to be too fast. But if Checo still has that front wing damage, which I'm praying he does, I can ask my engineer about it, then he might be slightly vulnerable at times.
It's Perez ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The car ahead has some front wing damage, but it's not losing too much pace yet. Just be aware. Your last lap time was a 2:31.4.
Oh, okay, that was awful. That was really bad. I don't know whether that was me or the weather or both. Just that one mistake might cost me my chance of a podium. This is definitely a tippy-toe phase, though. With the rain falling, the track is definitely slippy. I just clouted the wall there. Somehow don't have any damage from it. Don't ask me how. So the track is slippy, but crucially not slippy enough to warrant any other tyre compound. And we are sliding here, there and everywhere. Oh, and that is getting wet now. You've just seen the change in the tarmac. Puddles are starting to form. Is it going to be intermediate tyre worthy, or are we going to stay on slicks? Those in front are not pitting. No, they are pitting. We are going to intermediates again. Didn't expect this. This is not what... Wait, are they pitting for dry... Are they pitting for dry tyres? Why are they pitting... They've just put those on. If they put another set of dry tyres on, that's stupid. They've put another set of dry tyres on. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Everyone's coming in, so surely they're going to inters. Why would they pit now for a set of mediums They've just put those mediums on.
Delighted with that.
Let me out, please. So I'm going to inters. They've all gone on to another set of mediums. What the hell is happening? Either I'm going to be super slow, or the game is just bugged, and this is going to be an easy dub. And I think it's going to be an easy dub. They've bugged. They've bugged. They've all pit, but they've gone on to mediums again. I'm afraid that's the first time we've encountered something like that on F122. And as a result, I'm probably going to get a free win. We'll take it. It's not ideal. And if the rain persists, for another, I don't know, 8 laps, then I'll switch to softs at the end. I apologise for the lack of entertainment in the content for the end of the Grand Prix, but as you may well understand, that's out of my control. And now they're going to inters. So they all pit for a fresh set of dry tyres to then pit again for a set of intermediates the very next lap. Oh, Bottas was on inters. Bottas pit to inters at the same time as me. Valtteri Bottas, you demon. Me and Valtteri, 3,000 IQ plays. Pitting for our final time, we hope, should be, for a set of what are used medium tyres.
That was a fantastic
And they are
than we were expecting.
5% worn. These are the tyres we took off to put that set of intermediate tyres on. So these will run to the end. And Charles Leclerc has put another set of intermediates on. So the game has bugged again.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS.
And Verstappen has put another set of intermediates on as well. So I will finish P1 unless Valtteri Bottas catches me on his soft tyres. Stroll is already past Magnussen. Stroll is going to be No, Leclerc's come out of the pits in front of him, but Leclerc's come out of the pits in front of him on mediums. So what's going to be faster, Stroll on softs or Leclerc on mediums? Charles Leclerc may still get a podium. This has been utter chaos. The last lap in what has been one of the craziest and buggiest Grand Prix of my entire F1 game history. Again, madness in Baku as Charles Leclerc sets the lap that is 4/10 faster than my fastest lap of the entire race that I just set on the previous lap. My own personal best. So no chance of a fastest lap point for me. Charles Leclerc is going to get that.
Somewhere on the MGUK. To manage this, we're going to need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Okay. Note to self, change the MGUK before the next Grand Prix. Thankfully, it's not so worn that it's going to fail on me on the last lap. That would be heartbreaking. But we're going to be able to come home in an undeserved but still satisfying, weirdly, P1. The Baku Grand Prix. We've definitely called it that before in a YouTube video title. Leclerc has closed the gap from 13 seconds down to just 4.5. But it's not enough for Charles Leclerc to come second. He will finish P3. Valtteri Bottas with the 300 IQ plays. He's going to find himself coming home P2 and he's on the podium once again in his career. This time, for the first time, and let's say only time, with Alfa Romeo. We did it! B1! B1! Driver of the day, Valtteri Bottas. Well deserved, sir. Congratulations. I called the Volcano Pompeii Grand Prix. Well, let's enjoy the podium scenes, shall we? It's been a while. It's been a while.
The track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tires are just in the right
the flag behind the trophy is going to fall off if I move it. Sorry. I can't get the the trophy down, but we'll leave the trophy there. But it's going to be shaky bottle time for the first time in forever. And for the first time in this save, might be the only time, but equally might not be the only time, With me, Erling Haaland's celebration. We are on the podium. Not only are we on the podium, we're on the top step of the podium. Imagine I was holding that trophy. Way! Okay, good. There you go. Aha! B1! Thank you very much indeed. I'll take the dub.
At the driver's standings, Max Verstappen
So 25 points for me.
making gains at the top of the
And we're up to 5th in the driver's standings above Carlos Sainz and George Russell.
That's got to be the flying
And it's
V.
great for McLaren, up to P4, or staying in P4, sorry, but
Bottas this time.
nearly 3 times as many points as anybody else below us.
Let's move on to the constructors and pull
Ah.
further ahead.
Well, I'll take it. Ocon obviously retired, so we smash that. And we'll certainly win the rivalry now, thanks to his retirement. But race 5 is done and dusted, but we've got some resource points to spend. 2,415 of them. I've got mail. You got mail. It's going to be the trophy for Baku, isn't it, probably? Yeah. Thanks. I'll claim it. Oh, it's exactly the same trophy as every other trophy in the game. It's just that it has a flag on it. It'd be so cool if they got the official trophies in the game. But I don't know whether they have the capability to do that. So let's spend some more points. Durability. I could do energy store. I kind of want to focus on car performance now, to be honest. Fuel efficiency, ERS system I'll definitely do. Fuel efficiency I'm not that bothered about at this stage. Weight reduction will just be an overall help for straight line speed, which will only help us. So I'm going to do the weight reduction as well. And then I've got 630 left that I can't put into anything on there. I can't put into anything on here. And I don't think I can put it onto anything in here either. So we will save those for next time. Are we going to get anything before 21st of June? No, we're not going to get any upgrades before we head to Canada for the next Grand Prix. So that will be it for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate your support. Apologies about the weird bugginess in that Grand Prix. Hopefully the next one will be better. Thank you very much for watching this YouTube video. Thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll see you next time.